Hey friends, sorry if I look a little bit haggard. I've been sick the past few days and I'm getting over a sinus infection still, so that's why I've been a little bit quiet this past week. But I wanted to do this video tonight as, in a way, an extension of a video that I made a year ago today or tomorrow, something to that effect. But I'm the kind of person where I enjoy looking back at what I was doing a year ago today, 10 years ago today, because I am very much focused on my self-growth as a person, and I like to be able to see how far I've grown, how my life has changed. And a year ago, I made a video titled went to a gay bar, and it was a video where basically, in a very casual way, I was summarizing a series of events one evening where I went on a date with somebody. It was like a second or third date. I was taken to a bar. It was very lewd, and he got drunk, and it was pretty bad. And the truth is that video was largely censored by me because I did not feel 100% comfortable talking about really all that happened that night and all that I was feeling that night. And I guess the reason that I wanted to do this video is because I just want to revel in how much my life has changed in 1 year, especially with regard to my love life. I've met someone who treats me so unbelievably well, and I couldn't be more happy with that. But, so, before continuing this video, I would recommend going back and watching the videos Getting Ready for a Date and Went to a Gay Bar. Those videos were posted last September and last early October. And once you finish those, then feel free to come back and finish off what I'm about to talk about. But in that video, I went to a gay bar. I basically, like I said before, just summarized those events. But what I really didn't talk about was how scared I was. I was taken on a date by a guy that I barely knew, and I knew he wanted something more from me than just going on a date. And when I got to the bar, he was upset at me, got upset at me because I wasn't buying him drinks like he wanted me to, so he went off and hung out with other guys. He had been drinking profusely that entire night. And earlier in the evening, we went to a party store and he got Fireball whiskey. And I didn't realize this until we parked at the bar later, but he had been drinking that. So I was literally being driven around by someone who was already intoxicated, which really unsettles me now. But I don't think I was quite conscious of it then because I was trying to just make sense of everything. But when we were at the bar, like, I basically, for a long period of time, just sat at a table by myself with my drink and just watched him, enjoy the evening with other guys until, his friend tried consoling me, and then his friend tried making advances, and eventually I got him to leave. I had to drive him home in his own vehicle in a place where I didn't know where we were, and I was grateful that I was actually finally, driving him home, because there was a point in the night where I had thought that he had left me because he left the place and went someplace, and I was by myself in the city, didn't know anybody, didn't have any transportation. I I still cannot believe it got to this point, but what the most difficult part of it is later on that night when we went back to his place, he tried to essentially force himself on me, and I stopped him. But the fact that it got to the point of me having to stop someone else made me I had this moment of existential crisis where I thought, is this all it's ever going to be? And after this series of events happened, and keep in mind, I'm still censoring quite a bit because there are just some details that I don't think are appropriate to be discussed. At least I don't feel that they are at the moment. But after this series of events throughout October 2018 and November, I went through probably one of my deepest depressive phases, where I was having suicidal ideations almost every single day, multiple times a day. And I mean, gradually I came out of that. And of course, I've met someone new who is wonderful, and I'm very happy. But I think it's important to remember situations like that. And I think it's important to talk about why it's a bit dangerous for a lot of gay men out there, because our community is very rampant with the idea that our bodies don't have boundaries, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm all about like body positivity and sexual positivity, so on and so forth, but every person has boundaries. Every person needs to consent, and I think that a lot of gay men amongst themselves need to be reminded that, one, consent is important, and two, be safe. With places like Grindr and Tinder and other apps like that, it's very easy to encounter people who may have different intentions, who may not be entirely transparent about who they are, and unfortunately I ended up learning the hard way. And I mean, while my experience may not be as bad as other people's experiences, due to my history with sexual assault and abandonment and trauma, it was very emotionally jarring. It was. But anyway, I know this video is probably a lot. I just wanted to talk about it and convey that message. I love you all, and I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. And if you feel the need, comment down in the comment section below. Bye.